Welcome. Hello, everyone. This is Chloe. Today, we're going to learn how to use this Hotfix tool. It's very easy to use. First, I'm going to open it and show you what's inside. Your tool comes in a box, and it comes with these tips. There's 7 different tips, different sizes. 5 of them are concave, so they fit over a crystal, and 2 of them are flat, so that if you have a flat top crystal that you're trying to adhere, you would place that on that, or it can be used as a hot spot where you just place it on top of any crystal. The heat will go down through the metal of the tip, and it will melt the adhesive on the back of the crystal. Now, one thing that I discovered, and it also comes with this neat little stand, so you can stand your tool like that. I've got a tool all set up here, ready to go, off here on the side. One thing I discovered in using Hotfix is there's certain surfaces that Hotfix crystals don't work well with. Any surface that is not porous, like a shiny finished card or a ceramic that's glazed, Hotfix doesn't work that well. But anything that's matte or has some porosity, like wood, I painted and embellished this little wooden birdhouse, for example, little decorative birdhouse. These are suede earrings that I made, and anything that you can pour water on and it will absorb that water, that's just a good test to see if the surface will receive the Hotfix glue. I made those. And this what is a little baggie, a gift bag to put jewelry in. And I thought I'd just show you, I put this little piece of paper inside before I Hotfixed this design on, so it wouldn't adhere to the backside of this organza baggie. And here's another example. Now, I don't know if any of you have chosen surfaces or not, or maybe you're just watching the class to learn techniques, but this is a little unfinished ceramic piece that I painted, and it took the Hotfix crystals really well, as you can see. Now, if this was a shiny glazed ceramic finish, it wouldn't work that well. And there's a couple more examples I have. One is this journal. Now, this journal, it really isn't porous, but the Hotfix did work on it pretty well. So you can, if it doesn't work, you can always glue your crystals on whatever surface it is, but it does make it so much easier when you use Hotfix because you don't have to keep putting those little dots of glue everywhere. And last but not least, here's a couple, whoops, I dropped one. Here's a greeting card that I embellished. You can see how much the crystals elevated the impact of this card. And it is slightly shiny, but it's not a super foil shine, so the Hotfix did stick to it. All right, on camera today, I'm going to finish this rainbow. It's wood, made out of wood. I painted it, and I've already done the red, the orange, the yellow, the green, the blue, and the lavender. Now I'm going to finish with the purple. And I am using volcano colored Hotfix beads. And, oh, excuse me, I have to bounce down out of camera for a minute. I find that I do use this little wax tip applicator to place my Hotfix crystals in place. I've tried picking them up. Now, right now I have a 16 SS tip on here. I like using one that's slightly smaller than the crystal. For me, that works better, but the 20 SS would work too, because these are 20 SS crystals. So another tip I have for you is you can, while the glue is heating up, you still can move your crystal a little bit. Maybe another angle would work better. While that glue is heating up, if you need to position it a little differently until that adhesive totally cools down on the back, you can move it around a little bit. So as you can see, I'm just going to keep going, and this tool is heating up the adhesive on the back of the crystals so that it will adhere, and I want that positioned a little differently. So another thing that you may find you want to do is transfer a design or a pattern onto a surface, fabric or paper, perhaps. And I've had mixed results doing that with plain carbon paper. And I discovered, actually, let me show you this, that Michaels sells a colored carbon paper that I don't have, but I do have the paperwork for it. It's for tracing on fabric, wood, and canvas, and it comes in 5 different colors. And all the reviews say that this doesn't smear like regular carbon paper. So I didn't have time to get some to demonstrate with this class, but I do have these Stylus tools right here, and they're for embossing or tracing. So I thought I'd take a minute and I'll show you what I mean. Here I have a piece of paper, and all I have right now is black carbon paper, but you'd be better off using the paper I showed you that is available through Michaels. And then, where's my stylus? Oh dear. There it is, hiding on me. Here's my stylus tools. Now I'm going to use the very smallest tip available here, which is this one that has a tiny little nub on it. And I'm just going to trace over my pattern. I'm not going to do the whole thing. But that's one way to transfer. Just FYI. So I'm going to continue on with my rainbow for a minute.
Someone said, I don't think I knew that there were glue on crystals. I've always put glue on them. Do all crystals come with adhesive backing?
No. No, only the Hotfix have the adhesive backing. You look at the packaging and it will say Hotfix. And I can show you an example of that. So I usually, I think I keep the heat on my crystals. You can see they're adhering, they're not going anywhere, for about 10 seconds or so. And you can always go back and put your tip over it a little longer if you're finding it's not sticking real well. But here's an example of the crystals we'll be using on the next thing I'm going to show you. I'm in the middle of making something else that I'll show you, but this is the symbol on the bottom, shows an iron and the flatback crystal. The iron indicates that that is Hotfix. It also says Hotfix up here in the lettering. All right, so I'm going to set that aside for now. And I'm going to move on to my fun project, which is this jean jacket I've been working on. What I've done is I've got half of the jacket, if you can see here, embellished, and I used SS20 AB crystals, Hotfix AB crystals. And I started on this side and I did some trim on the bottom, the seams, the shoulders, the cuffs, and the back seams, and the collar. This just really elevates a plain old jean jacket. And I've used a lot of crystals, and I'm just going to, while we're chatting here, try to finish the other side to kind of match. If anybody has any questions, please ask me. I've used a lot of Hotfix. You can do sneakers, especially on canvas. The rubber, you might need a little glue to help it stick if you're doing the rubber part of your sneaker. What did I do with my, now I've lost my little wax tip picker upper. Do you see it, Addison?
Oh, it's under here.
It's hiding. Ah, there. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you. So I'm just going to keep going, and I'm going to place these kind of symmetrical with what I had on the other side. And then I'm just going to place my tool right over that crystal until it sticks.
Someone asked, how well does it adhere to plastic, like the outer shell of a plastic cup?
I don't recommend it for plastic because it could melt the plastic. I probably would not use it for plastic. You could try, but I don't recommend it because this tool gets very hot. The tip gets very, very hot, and it transfers the heat down through the crystal, and it melts the adhesive on the back, and that's what activates it.
Someone asked, are there special washing instructions for the jacket?
I would wash it by hand because even though they're going to be on here pretty securely, you don't want to go to all this work and then have them fall off in the washing machine or dryer. So I would definitely recommend hand washing and air drying. You could do so many different things, like little girls' gymnastic outfits could be bedazzled with these. Just the possibilities are endless.
Will the Hotfix work on metal buttons, or would you suggest regular adhesive?
Metal buttons, you mean to put a, I doubt that would work because the surface is, I would use glue. I would glue that on if I were you. But today is just a day for me to just show you how easy it is to use this tool and to give you an idea of what surfaces it works well and does not work well on. So if you've just joined the class, I mentioned earlier that one test is to pour a little water on your surface if water isn't going to damage your surface. And if it absorbs the water, Hotfix will work well on it. Paper that absorbs water, suede, for example, this surface took Hotfix really, really well. Wood, even once I painted the wood, it worked really, really well. So part of it might be a little bit of trial and error. If you're not sure, just, you can always have glue handy as a backup if your surface doesn't take the Hotfix adhesive really well. So this is it. I'm just going to keep going. Does anybody have any other questions or ideas of things that you might use Hotfix on? Sneakers are really popular. Canvas sneakers. Those are all really nice and adhered. So goodness, we have somebody from Poland again today. The person from Poland has joined us before. I'm very flattered.
Someone said you could use them on hats in person.
Oh, yes, 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 definitely. Leather, I'm not so sure. If your leather has some porosity to it, you know, like an open grain, it might work well. Again, you might need to test it. But fabric purses, definitely.
Can the crystals be moved after hot fixing them?
I find that, yes, like for example, let's say I didn't want this crystal right here where I just placed it. If I put my tool on there and let this heat up, see how I can move that? I wouldn't do it a lot because you're going to eventually lose that adhesive. But I find that when it's still warm and you have the tool on it, that I can kind of wiggle. It gives me some wiggle room to reposition the crystal if I need to, just a little bit.
How about flip-flops?
I would try that because that's vinyl. And, you know, I haven't tried flip-flops, but it's worth a try. Just have some glue handy. If, oh, and the glue that I recommend, by the way, is this, Michael sells this Bead Treasures glue. It's the best glue there is. Has this little precision applicator tip, so it squirts out just the right amount. Highly recommend this. I would go ahead and try flip-flops. It might work just great. But as you can see, it's just that easy. Just keep going and going. Has anybody else or any of you used a Hotfix tool before?
Did you show the glue again?
I sure will. Can you see that?
Bring it a little more towards you.
Towards me?
Yeah.
Okay. See that? Yeah, it's got a nice little precision tip. And a little hint is if your tip ever gets clogged, take a head pin or a very small pin and just work that down through there and unclog the tip. And then you put this little silicone guard back on so it doesn't dry out. I have misplaced. Oh, there it is. So I don't think this is very exciting for you to watch, but I'm just going to keep on adding crystals here.
Someone said they made a t-shirt and the crystals have stayed on very well.
Oh, do you put it in the washing machine? I'm curious.
No, not yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it.
Do you recommend a paint for over wooden items so the crystals adhere?
I just used acrylic paint that I bought at Michael's. And as you could see, the crystals adhered really well to that painted surface. Here's an example. I'm going to move that up a little bit. Possibilities are kind of endless, what you can do. Just as long as you have a surface that will accept the adhesive on the back of these Hotfix crystals.
Someone said I'm going to be so trendy when I start using the Hotfix tool on everything.
All right. Now, somebody asked about metal, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see if this will adhere. These are metal buttons on this. Can you see? I hope you can see. I'm going to do a test. I got to get it to, let me see. The problem is the surface isn't really flat, so I need to, whoops, come out wherever you are. Let me try up here. Can you see up here? I'm going to try it right here on this metal button and try to stabilize it. You do want to be careful if you have children around or anything while you're using this tool, because it will burn you. No, doesn't want to stick on metal. It didn't cooperate. Would anybody like me to try something different here? Let me see. What would I do different? I can do this pocket differently than I did that one. I am going to do this pocket over here did not have this little buttonhole cover on it. So over here, I'm going to do the corners. I've got one here. I'll put one there and there for starters. Part of the fun can be just freelancing a design. The more bling, the better.
Do the Hotfix crystals come in a variety of sizes?
Yes, they do. And I forgot, I don't know what this tool retails for, but I know it's not that expensive. I think it's pretty affordable. I'm just using my hands to place these crystals. Come on.
What's the maximum crystal size it can work with?
Well, there's a tip here. I believe this is 34 SS, if you can see how it's like concave. And if you had a larger crystal than that, you could still use this because it will still transfer heat. Or you can use one that has a flat surface, because all you really need to do is transfer the heat down through the crystal so it activates the adhesive on the other side. Let me go back to my pocket here. What should I try to make? A heart?
Someone said, my favorite playing card is an ace. Any chance you can make an A?
An A. I'll do my, you want it to be cursive or you want me to make an A? All right, let me try a block A.
Yeah, regular block A is good.
Oh, that one. I had to go back because one of these did not adhere. Didn't have it on there long enough. Oops. Didn't have that one on long enough either. Come on. What I would suggest is testing crystal by crystal just to make sure it adhered really well in case you want to go back over it.
Would it work on acrylic nails before you put them on your hand?
Oh, I know. You'd want to use glue. Well, I see what you're saying. You could try it before you put it on your hand. I see what you're saying. I don't think acrylic is a really good surface either because it's kind of shiny and really smooth. Doesn't have any porosity to it. But you could try. It might, I don't know if that would melt the acrylic surface or not. All right, come on. My A is coming along slowly but surely.
Will the crystals burn if you hold the Hotfix on too long?
I've never had that experience. I don't think so. The crystals won't burn, but the fabric or the surface underneath might if you held it there too long. Got one more here. My A is kind of spread out here.
Is it possible to remove the crystals after the glue is dried? Say you realize you made a mistake.
Yes, but you're going to have some adhesive
Mark.
yeah, that's going to be stuck to your surface. Let me show you an example. Okay. If you heat it up See how I removed that? Now, because there is a little residue that you probably can't see, but because this dye is so dark, it's not showing up. All right, now I'm going to try to do the cross section across my A right here. All right, I'm going to start right in the middle. Come on. Okay, I want to move this down a little bit so it lines up with the other side. So I gave that a little wiggle. Give that a little wiggle. What do you think? There's an A. Kind of a wide A, but it works. Well, folks, unless anybody else has any other questions, this will be a bit of a short class today because you probably don't want to watch me bore you by bedazzling the rest of this jean jacket, but thank you so much for joining me today. I'll take a few minutes just to give you a chance to ask any questions before I go. If you do make some projects yourself with a Hotfix tool and Hotfix crystals, we'd love for you to share them with us. And you can do that at hashtag Make It With Michaels, hashtag Create With Cousin, and hashtag Cousin DIY.
Thank you for the tips and product recommendation.
Oh, you're very welcome. I'll be back next month. I'm going to be using both the Hotfix tool and the glue to embellish some greeting cards just in time for the holidays. You could bundle them together and give them away as gifts. They're for different occasions. And then in December, I'll be back and I'm going to show you another way to use sew-on Austrian crystals to make jewelry rather than sewing them onto a fabric. Thanks for joining us today. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.